And something else that hits more home with me as a pharmacist, they're expecting by 2024 to lose 7,000 pharmacist jobs in retail
No, wait a
pharmacy.
minute. Wait a minute. You're telling me 7,000 pharmacists are going to get laid off?
So they're predicting that between now and 2024, 7,000 retail pharmacists.
Oh my
That's the
gosh.
folks that work at the big chain stores.
Well,
the economic news,
yeah. Go ahead.
doesn't look pretty.
No.
You know, I myself, I faced this situation back in 2011, and thank God Dr. Wallach gave me a call in 2012 and invited me to breakfast because that made all the difference in the world to staying afloat and staying alive. Now, I did finally find another pharmacist job, but it took me 2 years. And now with even more pharmacy graduates out there, and add to it the 7,000 layoffs, it's going to get tougher and tougher in the pharmacy field for folks to find a job. And I know the jobs that are out there now, they're starting them out for a whole lot less money than what I'm making. So,
well, yeah, because when there's so many, they can offer less, and somebody's going to take the job.
Yeah. Now, I know that you faced the same situation many years ago. You were working on that project with the Yerkes Primate Center. And,
with NASA. I was working with NASA.
Discovery, and the mainstream medical community didn't like that. And they exerted their pressure and caused you to lose your job and actually be blacklisted, from what I understand. Is that correct?
That's correct. That was in 1978. 1977, I discovered the first case of cystic fibrosis, supposed to be a genetic disease in humans, in a young monkey in a colony that had 25 baby monkeys. They all had different mothers and fathers. They weren't related. And I knew that I was going to have flax, so I sent slides of this little baby monkey's liver and pancreas around to about a dozen different medical school pathology departments and said, I think this is cystic fibrosis. What do you think? We're talking 1977. And so we didn't have emails and stuff like that back then. So they all sent me on their letterhead. This is a classic example of cystic fibrosis. I wrote them all back and called some of them and said, hey, this is the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis. And I got permission to do biopsies on the other 24 baby monkeys. They were all positive for cystic fibrosis. Oh, that freaked him out. And I said, well, it's not genetic. I know what's causing it. And that's when they fired me in 1978. And fortunately, I had a couple of pre-scheduled lectures to give, and I kept those. And one of them, like in, I think it was July of 1978, there was a representative there by the name of Jim Sensenig, Dr. Jim Sensenig, a naturopathic doctor who was on the staff of the Naturopathic College up in Portland, Oregon. And he was in my audience, and he said, hey, I understand you're looking for a job. I said, yeah. He said, well, we're looking for somebody to teach nutrition and biochemistry. What do you do? I said, yeah. I said, well, is it okay if I take courses and work towards a naturopathic degree, and I'll send you my transcript and see what you will, accept for my veterinary degree, my pathology degree and everything. So I don't have to take all those courses again. He said, sure. So make a long story short, I graduated from Naturopathic College in Portland, Oregon in 1982 and began to practice.
So you started your practice and you found probably the same thing that a lot of other naturopathic doctors found. It's difficult to build a practice in that field.
Well, yeah, even
so
though
you're
Oregon,
limited to the number of people you can see if you're able to build a practice.
Yeah, back then it was one of those things where you're looking at, if you'd see 10 patients a day, you were really a good naturopathic doctor. You were busy. And I got up to about 25 a day, and that still wasn't enough because I was a widower. I had a couple of kids and all that kind of stuff. And so I needed more money. So I began to give lectures on the weekends. I'd get 50 people to come, and I'd pick up 2 or 3 patients here and there. And then about that time, the MCI card came out with telephone discounts. And I was going to give a lecture someplace. We stopped at a truck stop to have some lunch on the way to the drive to get to the location where I was going to lecture. I was hearing all these truckers talking about their phone bills. And I said, hey, what if I could cut your phone bill in half? It'll cost you a $25 membership once a year. I'll cut your telephone bill in half. He says, no way. I said, well, how big is your telephone bill? He said, well, it's $2,000 a month. I'm an over-the-road trucker. I said, well, what if I could cut it to $800 a month? He says, oh, I will mow your lawn. I will paint your house. I'll take care of your. No. I just want you to share the message with other people, because as you go around the country, you sign them up, you'll start getting a little check from the company, and you can make, in addition to cutting your phone bill in half or more, you'll get another check on top of that. And so to make a long story short, I started going to truck stops and talking to truckers in the restaurants. I was signing up 100 truckers a week. And within 3 months' time, I was making $300,000 a month.
So you were signing up these truckers to use the MCI card.
Just to use the MCI card.
A certain percentage of those guys went on to sell the MCI card themselves. So you made an override off that as well. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, it was a network marketing company. And it just taught me, okay, network marketing is a way to leverage your time, because naturopathic doctors, we didn't have nurses and pharmacists and medical assistants and all that kind of stuff, and technicians. We did everything ourselves. We did our lab tests. We, did everything. And so by moving in the direction of network marketing, my goal was to build an army to tell the same story I was telling. And I would work about the same amount of time I was working, but I would get 10 times the income stream, okay, or 100 times the income stream.
Now you also, at the same time, you're getting these truckers to sell the MCI cards. From what I understand, the company you worked for also had a cosmetic line. So you started recruiting these ladies to sell the cosmetics?
Well, the rest is history, absolutely. I sponsored these ladies, of course, and supported them to put on meetings and help them with their travel. And they were just flabbergasted that they didn't have to be a doctor or a nurse to be able to help people with their health problems. Of course, when they're dealing with ladies with their facials and their hair and all that kind of stuff, they're always talking about their high blood pressure, and they're 20 pounds overweight, and they got diabetes, and they got peripheral neuropathies and pain and numbness in their feet. They got ringing in their ears, and they're infertile, and they're having lots of sex but no babies, and all that kind of stuff. And so that's when I was able to introduce through them to their line of customers and associates who really had never thought about going to a naturopathic doctor.
Okay, so these ladies are out there, they're selling the cosmetics. And while they're selling the cosmetics, they're talking to people about their health and wellness. So then they're referring them to you, either directly to you as a doctor, or to provide supplements as well. So that's an extra income stream that you had going there.
Exactly. Well, that's when I started coming up with CDs and books and things, because I needed them to give the same answer, because they were making up things, right? What to do for stuff. And so are giving them somebody else's advice. So that's why I had to come up with the CDs. We have over 100 CDs. We have over 50 DVDs. We have 15 best-selling books. They tell 20 people and sign them up. You've just talked to 21 people. Mm-hmm. Okay, even though you didn't see the other 20, but you're getting the same message to these other 20 people. And so you can imagine, and so then they talk to 10 people each, or 20 people, or whatever it is, or 100. And so this is a communication system. It's like the old smoke signals in the Indian days with the blankets on the fire, whatever. And then came the telegraph, and then came letters and postage, and now we're doing what we do. And it's one of those things where it's absolutely inevitable. We're looking for help now. As you pointed out earlier in the Zoom, there's so many people are getting laid off. There's so many businesses. I mean, these businesses are shutting down permanently. Businesses were iconic businesses around for 25, 50, 100 years. They're going to be gone now because their markets are dead. And it's not that people don't need the products. They're just going online and ordering online products from a different company as opposed to going in the store. Well, it's only going to get worse. So it's one of those things where we have lots of work to do. We have lots of people to help. And so we need help to help people. You get the wholesale prices on the product yourself. If you get on auto ship, I pay the shipping, so you don't even have to pay shipping. That saves you a lot of money because some of these liquids are heavy. But also, when you sign up with us, your initial sign up and your annual renewal, I will give you each time when you sign up originally and your annual renewal of support training, okay, business and sales training for free. I don't know how to make it any better than that.
Well, and better than that, it's your websites are all included in that. There's a telephone app that's included in that. There's all types of support.